探戈杂谈室。
Ni vos ni yo supimos cuál se perdió, ni donde el bien y el mal tuvo un día final y otro día comenzó.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎回来探戈杂谈室。那今天我们的贵宾呢，我是在2018年的时候跟他们认识，所以到现在已经有6、7年的时间。你们后来怎么参加了 Vanessa 跟法困走的舞
啊？那个舞团是吗？
对啊。
Cruz， 谢谢。那是一个机缘巧合了，因为我那个时候我们一起就是决定一起练舞了之后呢，其实我们有在找合适的老师嘛，但那个时候他只是跟着我一起去上我选择的老师，但是有时候就是你知道的，就是两个人喜欢的老师有时候不一定是一样的，然后呢，他觉得那个老师的风格跟他并不是很搭，然后呢。那个时候我们就想说，那我们要重新选择老师，选择一个我们两个都认可的老师。所以呢，当时我们一直在物色一个合适的人选，因为在阿根廷的话，我是希望有一个老师可以长期的去学习，而不是这个教那个学，因为对我来说，有一个人一直长期的教我，他可以帮助我更好的成长。所以那个时候对我们来说，我们是重新选择一个老师。那我们物色了好久之后呢，我就忽然觉得说，哎，Vanessa 法顾者怎么样？他说他们很厉害，非常棒，非常优秀，但是他们一直到处旅行，然后呢，就是说可能比较难上到他们的课。我说那要不然先试试看好了，反正我们现在也没有别的选择嘛。如果说我们很喜欢他的课的话，我们可以长期跟他上课。所以呢，我们就那我就给他发消息了，然后就约了他们的小课。所以那个时候开始跟着他。那个时候，Do you remember which year was?
We started with the online lesson in 2020 in COVID time.
No, but I mean first private lesson with them. Do you remember? Maybe
2019.
Yeah. 2019年的时候，那个时候我们就刚开始跟他上小课，第一节小课上完之后，我问他什么感受，他说非常的好，就是，然后我自己的感受就是，我觉得他们上的就像是探戈的科学一样，就是他教给你的东西，就是他教给你的东西是非常细致的，就是他的任何理论，他都可以给你反复的去佐证的那种。就是他可以给你解释的很通透，不管你什么问题，就是你可以问很细的问题，也可以问很大的问题。然后，这是我们那几年就是所上过的老师的课当中，就是比较难得到的一种教学方式。当然，我不知道是否有其他老师这样子教，但他呢，确实是，就你，让我感觉就是他每一个动作都有原理，都有系统的那个解释。所以那个时候我就觉得好像突然觉得哇，原来可以把他们讲得这么清楚，所以我们那个时候就是一下子被他们的这种教学方式打动了，然后呢我们就一直就是跟着他们上课，所以他只要一回布市，那我们就去约课，然后他们不在，那我们就自己练舞，因为那个时候我们其实还没有那么紧张的说想要保持每周都上多少课，那时候其实也还没有。然后呢，然后最搞笑，然后那个时候后来我就怀孕了，所以也是这个原因了，就是觉得好像也没有必要就是那么拼嘛。然后呢，接着就是疫情就来了，然后呢，2020年的8月份的时候呢，就是我在Gami 就出生了，然后呢，we were in Crusade when after we have Camilo or before?
During you were pregnant, I think.
Yeah, I was.
See, you were pregnant.
所以我们一开始加入 Crusade 的时候，我还怀孕了，但是那个时候是疫情最严重的时候。当时呢，就是因为一下子这个原因嘛，那么课也没有了，舞会也没有了，就大家都在家里待着。 然后呢，他们就当时就是先开了一个第一期是 Exclusive 的网课这样子的。然后呢，当时有很多人去投了简历，他是有那个筛选的，就是你要投简历给他们，然后他们筛选谁就是被选中这样子。所以呢，当时好像投了很多简历。诶，how many couple were in the first season?
Maybe 16.
Uh, I know, but as I remember they post the moment said that how many email they got.
Ah,
反正就是很多，当时很多，然后他们只选了16对来就是做第一期，所以对我们来说，他跟我说这个消息，他说要不要投简历试试看？他说大概率应该不会被选中，但是要不要试试看？我说可以啊，反正疫情在家里面也没什么事情做，所以我们就投简历了。投简历了之后呢，后来他跟我说，他说我们被选中了，我开心的都要跳起来，他说小心小心的肚子，所以真的是很开心，因为我就是渴望一直上课，我是属于上课机器人的那种，就是如果有课，我总是第一个冲，我就是很喜欢上课，所以如果是一个星期的那种大师营，如果说不是因为生存压力的话，天天这样子我都 OK，我是非常喜欢上课的，上课狂魔，所以他跟我说这个消息的时候，我开心的不得了。然后那是我们第一期，所以一直在上网课，但是我们非常的吃力，因为它主要还是舞台训练比较多一点。但是那个时候我们其实完全是也没舞台经验零，知道的舞台技巧也是基本上零。这样呢，at the moment when we were doing in Exclusive, we almost know nothing about stage，所以我们非常的吃力。因为他演示一个动作之后呢，就是其他人就是你能够，因为是那个就是 Zoom 嘛，上课的时候网课，你可以看到其他人咔咔咔走出来，马亮娜还在纠结先出右腿还是左腿，left or right。
until now, I still thinking what is the left, what is the right.
But now it's much better。但是那个时候真的非常的吃力，但好在是网课，所以我们一直说。好在网课我们又看回放，然后继续练习这样。
One thing for me interesting about Lulu is always I like tango salon and social dance and milonguero style, but Lulu always wanted to say, okay, but I want to do a stage, and me and a lot of people say no, but you are quite old, and sometimes. Normally, the people that dance stage tango, so they have a background with the classical dance, ballet, you know. And she didn't dance anything about that, but she didn't care. A lot of people say to her, no, you don't have to do it, but she didn't care, and always she was like forward, and she could do like a lot of good things. And also she pushed me to dance stage, and also I can't believe it. But we were doing.
对，因为我是没有任何的跳舞经验，就是没有跳舞的那个基本功啊、技巧什么都没有。但是我那个时候只是觉得，我既然在阿根廷了，那我就是想试试看，单纯就是出于这个原因，我就觉得都想试试看啊，反正有我伴干嘛不用？所以就在那个 Exclusive 第一次尝试，然后之后疫情就结束了嘛。结束了之后呢，就说那个就是开始上线下的课，但那个时候也算是属于第2期的招生，因为它是一个季度的，它并不是就是选了成员之后就是一直是这些成员，它是一个季度一个季度的，也就是说，如果这个季度里面它有就是想就是有新的人选进来的话，那么他就会剔除掉原来的人这样。因为 Vanessa Facundo 是属于希望有更多的人就是不断的尝试的那种，而不是老一批人一直这样子。所以第2期的时候呢，然后呢，我们就延续几乎是同一批人 ，right? Almost we were the same people for the second season of Exclusive， 几乎是同一批人，然后就开始线下的训练。他可能也觉得就是一直线上训练，好像大家也没有好好一起交流。 所以我们相当于是很幸运的。第二期又是延续的同一批人，所以我们在 Ecluse 就是可以完整的上了2年，是非常的幸运。这个经验在我现在看来都是属于非常难的，所以我们之后又线下的训练，然后去各种表演啊，然后包括剧院的演出，这对我们成长来说是一个巨大的一个成长，对我们来说。
So as a couple working together for tango, like I think like 4 or 5 years, right?
More or less, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have what kind of subject or issue would you fight when you prepare for the show or prepare for the workshop?
All the issues that you can imagine, especially when you are husband and wife. Yes, it is for us it's complicated, and also I ask other couples, no, that they are also couples in the life, no, the how they deal, no, and everyone say the same. That it's quite hard, no, especially because you share like 24 hours together, no, and sometimes you are practicing and you are dancing, and something doesn't work, and suddenly you remember something that happened in the morning because you didn't clean this part, or you didn't do this job. Yeah, we mix the things, and sometimes it's quite hard to separate, you know, the professional part, the dance part, because also now, okay, you can see how now with our son how we have to deal with that. But you know, there is this phrase, if now we are getting stronger, no, every time, no, especially when we fight, we try to see how later we can continue, because sometimes yes, we take a lot of time, you know, with the discussions, but also when luckily with our different teachers, when we go to take lesson, it's like to go to therapy, you know. It's not only tango class, you know, because sometimes yes, we are quite I don't know if the word is to say afraid, but we are quite sensitive, not to say, okay, be careful here with the posture, be careful this with this step, no. But one thing that also I learned a lot from Lulu, and I still learning. And sometimes the man in our role, like a leader, we want to control and have the structure of everything, no? And sometimes she say no, but here I don't feel comfortable here, and I feel that, but how is possible? Because for me, I am doing right, or when I go to the milonga, this works, no? But of course, when you go to the milonga, your partner is not going to say no. This is it's not okay, or that didn't work, and now this person is going to try to do it, no? But her is so exigent about the technique part, no, with Lulu. And this moment, I try to shut up my ego, and okay, I'm going to follow, I'm going to listen to you. And it's amazing because sometimes she showed me, no, like a leader, and I try to feel and say, wow, she's right. Then we try to communicate and listen to each other all the time. It's not easy, but especially like I told you, no, we have like so many issues about, okay, now what we have to do for the food, or what we have to do now is a lot of things. It's not that we are only focused on tango, no, we have a lot of things, but also this is beautiful, because now a lot of people say, no, that when we are dancing, we look like a real couple. No, it's not only about because we are married. No, it's also because we have we have like the same thinking, no, and then people can see that, can realize, and also realize when we are not agree in some moment, no? But all the time we try to check. Okay, here I follow you. In this moment, I follow her. No, it's different things. But yes, it's not easy. But we continue there.
That's very lovely. And as a man, we know that the process of men growing in learning tango is not very typical. How did you overcome what you face? Like you have to start from the zero, and you have to join the dance group, and also to teach the workshop is all different level of the skills and also your levels. And how do you overcome each difficulty?
You mean for my level,
Yeah,
myself, or for the students?
for yourself, how do you grow up like that? Because we know that as men that usually men learning tango not so fast. So
Yes,
usually people will how to say will 怎么说放弃啊？
Keep up.
Give up. Yes, men usually give up before they success.
yes. It's a really good question because
Yeah.
this is I ask myself like every day, no, because all the time when we fight, I say, okay, we have to quit tango. We don't, or you go to dance with other person. I continue with my life with like a pianist, and you continue dancing with other person. I am not cellos. No, yes, sometimes it's quite easy to get up. All the time I talk with people, no, about the tango is like it's really hard. It's really hard, but also it's too amazing, no? When you try to discover some like enlightenment or something is really beautiful. But yes, it's really hard for me. I think all the time to go to the basics. I love to go to the basics. It's funny when you talk with the old milongueros, all the time they will say, okay, you only have to focus in stand right, stand up well, good posture, walking, and music. But later you see how they dance, and they don't have like good posture, they don't follow the music, and they did super complicated steps. But for me, when they say that, it's like they try to say themselves to, it's like, no, we have to go to the basic all the time. And now, for example, the last weeks, I think we discovered a new way to dance. It's like to dance without music, because yes, when we practice, okay, because me like a musician, all the time I am thinking, oh, look what is doing the violin. Okay, I want to follow the violin. Oh, what? And sometimes I forget the technique. I forget to follow her because me like a musician, I try to go with the music, And this is funny because normally our skill is try to teach musicality workshops to the people, no? And then now I say that I work and I practice without music, but every person I think has different like approach, how they can practice. For me now is like to try to be in silence and try to feel only like maybe the breathing, the breath, like from her, and how is the muscle, how is and then all the time I it's like to go to the basic. No, sometimes we only focus in the breath or walk without the arms, and later we are adding step by step. But every day is like to start again and start again, because some days we feel now we are dancing really good. Okay, we had really good sensation. Next day we dance again. It's like bullshit. This is what happened. And also I say to her, but I try to have like the same sensation that we had yesterday. No, the tango always is like this. No, one day you feel good, other day you feel bad. But also, what we were talking with one teacher yesterday was we don't have to forget that this is and also we say that to the student. This is a social dance, no? And sometimes we take like really serious, how we go to the technique or something. But sometimes you if you go to the milonga and go to only embrace and try to enjoy, also it's fine, because later it's not good for our mind. It's like thinking, oh, how we have to improve or how we can dance better. Sometimes only we have to remember that we are human beings. We are social people, and we have to remember the tango also is that, no? It's how we embrace and we communicate with the people. That's why I think we didn't quit yet, because when we go to San Milonga and we see friends, and it's like also tango has this part too, no? It's not only to think in how we have to dance, because no later we are like a machine.
他这边来给人看，
Yeah.
为了
你拿了什么？
啊，泥巴是用来捏的。
啊，你最喜欢什么动物？
你喜欢什么动物？小猫猫还是小狗狗？小妈妈，
那要不要捏一个小猫猫给姨看看？
你会捏一个小猫猫吗？会啊，那你就捏一个小猫猫给维伦看好不好？我觉得Mariano 说的这一点真的是，你跳探戈的时间越久，然后你认识的朋友就越多是探戈圈里面的人，然后去舞会成了去见朋友的一个就是一种方式，因为你不去舞会的话，你可能就见不到这些人，就是生活的那个圈子好像发生了很大的变化。好了，掉了没关系啊，我们一会儿捡起来就好了。
Yes, and I think they also have tango. That what we are doing now is to prepare about competition. Then normally I don't like to compete, because for me to compete in arts is not something that I like. But it's one excuse to continue improving when we are preparing that. Also is one motivation, not to continue focus and check, okay, how we can improve these lines, how we can improve these moments, and we take like excuse. And of course later we have performance and everything, and then this is also one motivation to continue like improving, no? and change the level. And one thing that I saw in different things is that when you are going to be like one step more in your level, sometimes it feels painful, it feels like you don't sometimes you feel that you are not improving or something, no? But we have to trust every day. Maybe you change a little bit, but all the time we are improving, and we have to trust in ourselves, and also in our environment. And we are lucky, to have like people are around. They also they inspire us, and also when we went to Taiwan, no, we really feel like, wow, how in this city this community is growing up. Also when we saw you, Taichung, no, to how you were share tango there, no? And for me, always like Argentinian, this is so beautiful, and this is inspired to continue, say, wow, look, until where I write tango, and we can also share with you and everyone. This is for me is like so beautiful. And sorry, I repeat again about the social part, because we could meet like a lot of friends, and we hope to continue that, not to continue meeting people.
是的，我觉得，
你说。
我觉得这一点真的是，就是让我觉得好像，因为我其实是不擅长社交，然后因为我是属于非常不擅长社交的人，所以我觉得探戈是一个可以让我舒适的，让我感觉到好像身边有朋友的一种就是途径，就是哈，因为我平时属于非常宅的人，比如说我们结束一天的工作或者是怎么样了之后回到家。他还可以再约朋友来家里面聊天啊，怎么样？但我是已经完全没有体力。他说，可是朋友来家里聊天很开心呐、然后我说，我感觉社交也是很消耗能量，所以我是属于不擅长这种事情。然后我觉得真的是可以去舞会里面，或者是他在探戈的这个世界里面，还可以见到这些人。那我觉得这是一种很舒适的生活状态呀、或者说是很舒适的社交状态吧，我觉得真的很不错。然后我希望可以再次见到你，为了什么时候来阿根廷？
看看明年或后年有没有机会。学生也一直说，老师你带我们去阿根廷看看。我说哦好哦，我要努力一下，要规划一场旅
对
行，真不容易耶。
对，而且你真的很久没来了，对吧？
对啊，上次是2018年了，也过了6年。
天真的过得好快。
对啊，真的好远哦，去一趟要准备好多钱。
所以我说，如果不是出于生存压力的话，我是天天上课，我都会觉得很开心。我一天里
嗯，
面只要有他，我就觉得生活就是如此美好。
很棒。
但是，是人生不能既要又要。
对的。Okay, I think it's time for the last question. Um, what does tango mean to you?
Question.
Maybe a lot of people answer the same, no, but for us now it's like one philosophy of life. Um, First is something like what I feel deep and inside, no, especially about the music, the lyrics, but tango for me is one opportunity to connect with other people. And normally I say thanks tango. I could meet my wife Lulu. I could travel to different cities and countries. For me, tango is that, no? It's like the opportunity and the chance to connect with people and embrace people. That is for me so beautiful.
我觉得如果都就是只说探戈是一种生活状态的话，有点太宽泛。因为我其实觉得，就是人这辈子说长很长，说短其实也很短。然后呢，有时候我们就是做很多事情，就或者说就是至少在我看来就是做很多事情就是很容易啊、瓶颈，就是好像一下子就找不到乐趣。然后我觉得探戈呢是一个，就是它是一种舞蹈，但是又超越舞蹈的一种生活状态，或者说是一种艺术。你打个比方说，我以前为什么会跳探戈？我是那个时候觉得自己一个人在上海很孤独，然后因为身边的朋友都很卷，就是很拼命的工作，加班的加班怎么样？然后你可能一周下来，你见不到任何人，除了工作之外，见不到任何你的朋友。我经常约朋友吃饭或者下午茶，或者是什么什么，他们总是比如会一起看电影，他们总是会因为各种原因取消。然后取消多了之后呢，我忽然就觉得，所以人生的意义是什么呢？就只有工作，然后赚钱，然后睡觉，就没有了吗？所以我那个时候觉得，如果我的一生就是这样子的话，真的好无聊啊，找不到一点意义。因为我并不是一个想要成为一个，比如说有钱人的以成为有钱人作为目标的这样的一种人，所以我当时就觉得我想做一点别的，我想让我的生活，让我觉得我不是只有在活着，而是我在生活着。 我觉得我是有在做一点什么事情，所以我尝试做很多培养很多兴趣，包括瑜伽啊、游泳啊什么什么。但是我觉得好像都是到那里了之后完成这个动作，然后离开，好像还是没有办法和人产生那个交集。然后呢，直到我接触到探戈了之后，我觉得，哎，好像探戈是一个你去到那里不是完成某一样动作然后离开的一个东西，它是我去到那里之后，我可以跟不同的人交谈，然后呢，我还跳舞，然后跳舞呢本身呢又是好像是一种创作的感觉，所以它满足了我心理上的多种需求，我又可以跟别人打交道，然后呢，我又觉得我有在学习，然后我又觉得我好像有在创作，因为每个包括我们在上音乐 workshop 的时候，我们经常说的是，你对音乐的理解就是你自己的东西。那即便是作为跟随者，你有对音乐的理解，在跟他跳的时候，其实你可以做出你不同的反应。那我就觉得我其实有在做创作，所以我就觉得探戈本身满足了我很多种心理需求。那更不要说现在我又通过探戈在做探戈舞裙啊、舞鞋的代购啊，相当于也是我的谋生的一种方式了。然后包括我们现在又有在教课，然后呢又有在表演啊、比赛啊，所以我觉得好像探戈完全就是进入到了我们的生活，好像捆绑的越来越深。所以我觉得，比如说探戈是什么？前几天我们老师问我说：“你不要想着要第二个孩子，你要知道探戈就是你的第二个孩子，所以呢，你就是要把你的探戈就是照顾好，让他茁壮成长就可以了。”然后我觉得其实他说的很有道理，就是探戈真的就是像我们的其中一个 baby 一样，因为我们其实在培养他，让他慢慢的成为我们自己的东西。然后我们现在所做的不仅仅是跳探的，我们其实在做的是不同的音乐表达，我们树立我们自己的个人风格，所以包括舞步、音乐性，我们在寻找我们属于我们自己的东西。所以就是最近的比赛当中，我们最大的收获也是有很多资深的，就是舞者，包括老师，就是他们对我们的评价就是我们在做一些就是很特别的东西，包括我们音乐性的表达也好，舞步的这种创意也好，就是目前是很难得能够看到的东西，所以。当然，我们在可能技巧上啊，各方面还是有很大的成长空间啊。但是呢，这是我们选择的一条路，这是我们的 baby，所以我们要把它好好的培养起来，让它慢慢的成为就是我们自己的像品牌一样，或者是像我们的就是大孩子一样，让它慢慢的成长起来。所以很有意义的一个事情。然后我也希望越来越多人一起跳探戈，我觉得探戈会越来越有趣。
我记得我去阿根廷之前，我妈跟我说啊，你去了阿根廷记得要找一个先生回来。然后我就跟她说啊，探狗就是我先生，啊，现在教室就是我的小孩。
其实也是可以的，是先生也是可以的，是伴侣嘛。
对啊，好，今天很开心可以邀请露露跟马亚努可以来到我们的节目。那不知道我的小猫做好了没有？它的那个粘土，
他们已经去玩游戏了，
做完游戏，小猫没有出声。
他现在已经趴在地上玩游戏了。
太好了。今天很开心可以邀请到他们两位来跟我们分享他们这几年来，在探戈的路上如何成长跟去享受探戈。那我觉得，这是一个非常特别的经验，因为像我们亚洲人可以长期待在阿根廷是一件蛮困难的事情，飞过去就要好久好久时间。那露露很幸运，还可以在阿根廷找到马里亚诺，然后彼此相爱，然后生下 baby， 然后一起在探戈的路上一起成长。上次，他们来到台中，也让学生看得非常的开心，然后他们就很期待以后可以像露露老师一样那么漂亮。所以很期待可以在早日再碰到两位这样。好，那我们今天探戈杂谈室就到这边，谢谢，拜拜。
Gracias，谢谢。